Welcome back to this coding challenge. Now you have to write a Python program that replaces a particular character in a string with another character that we specify. Let's see how you can do this. I have two options for you. One of them is more elaborate, uses a for loop and a conditional, and the other one uses a built-in function. For our first option, we are first defining, of course, the variable that we will use to reference the string. And we will also need to create a new string to be the copy of the original string. Remember that strings are immutable, so we can't actually replace the character in the original string. We have to create a new string with the new character replaced. And that is why we initially define this new string as an empty string. We will be populating the string as we run the code. Right here, we are defining two variables named current character and new character. This is the character that we want to replace, and this is the new character that will replace the old character. So in this case, we want to replace the letter L with letter S in hello. So this should be the output. Let's see how you can do that. Right here, we have a for loop. And right now, instead of using the range function in the for loop, we are iterating over the characters in the string. Because we want to do something with each one of the characters in the string. And we can do that by just writing a for loop that iterates over the string directly. We write the name of the string, and right here we are assigning the name char or char, which is an abbreviation of character, as the loop variable. And we say, for every character in the string, if the character is equal to the character that is currently in the string, the character that we want to replace, then instead of adding that character to the new string, we're going to add the new character to the new string. Okay, we are finding a match. We're going through each one of the characters in the string, and we're saying, is that character the character that I want to replace? This one right here. If it is, if this is true, then instead of adding that character, we are going to replace it in the new string by adding the new character. And that will be appended or concatenated to the new string. If the character is not the character that we want to replace, then we just add it directly to the new string. And then we print the new string as the output. Let's see how this works with a small table. We have, for example, a string hello. We will have one iteration per character. So we have 5 characters, there will be 5 iterations. 4th and then 5th. Okay? In the first iteration, the value of char will be the character h. And we will check, is the character that we want to replace? Right here, we have the character that we want to replace. This is the character L. And the character H is different from the character L, so this is not true, and we add it to the new string intact, like this. We go to the else clause and we add it to the new string intact. After that, we start the second iteration with the character E. This is not the character that we want to replace, so this condition is false, and we go to the else clause and we add the character to the new string. Like this. Now we have HE. For the third iteration, we will have the character L, which is exactly the character that we want to replace, like this. In this case, this condition will be true. So instead of adding the character directly, we are going to add the new character that we want to replace it with. We have the new string, and now we are going to add the new character, which is S, right here. And you can see the main logic of the loop. When we find a match in the character, we are just going to add the new character. And if not, we just add the same character. For example, right here, we're going to end the string with the letter O, which we don't want to replace. So the final result will be the string HESSO instead of hello. That is basically how the program works behind the scenes. It tries to find a match, and if it finds a match, it adds the new character. Else it just adds the same character intact. Great, so let's save the file and run the code to see the output. We see exactly what we expected. The letter L was replaced by S in the string. Let's also test this with the string world. And let's say that in world, we want to replace the uppercase W with an A. And right here we can see it. The W was replaced by an uppercase A. We are making the test case sensitive, okay? We only want to match uppercase letters with uppercase letters and lowercase letters with lowercase letters. So in this case, we're going to match the letter P and we want to replace it by the letter X. Now we see that Python becomes Python. That starts with a lowercase x, because we found a match in this uppercase letter P. But let's say that we write lowercase p, and we want to replace it with the letter A. In this case, there will not be a match, because uppercase P is not equal to lowercase p. So we will just see the string intact without any modifications. There will not be any matches with the string. Great, now you know how the first option works behind the scenes. So let's see how you can solve this in a much more concise way. I promise you that this will be very surprising. And we have it right here. Yes, I promise you that this would be very surprising. It is much more concise. As you can see, it's basically one line, because right here we're just defining three variables. We're defining the variable with a string, and we are defining the current character and the new character that we want to replace. Let's change this to uppercase P. And right here, we are using a built-in string method. That is the recommended way to replace a character in a string. We write the name of the variable with the string, then we write a dot, and we write the name of the method replace. This method replaces a particular character in the string with a new character that we specify. And it will return a copy of the string, a new copy of the string. Everything that we were doing previously with a for loop and a conditional is now done automatically by this method. So we can use the wonderful tools that the developers of the Python language included for us. We can just call replace, passing the current character and the new character, and we will get a copy. Let's save the file and run the code, and you can see that the letter P in uppercase was replaced by the letter A in lowercase, like this, by just calling the replace method. Now let's change this string to hello. And instead of a letter L, we want to replace that with S. And let's run the code to see what we get, and we see this as the output. The letter L was replaced by an S everywhere it occurs in the string. Great! You could also omit defining these variables. It's not necessary in this case. We can just write the characters directly right here and just keep the string variable, like this. This will still work perfectly. Awesome! So now you know how to solve this coding challenge with your own implementation and with a built-in Python method. Great work so far during the course. When you're ready, let's start working on the next coding challenge.